Mike D here from Martial Arts Business Websites and martialartsbusinesssystem.com. And what we're going to talk about in today's training video is publicity. Now, we've talked about direct response marketing, we've talked about direct mail, we've talked a lot about internet marketing, a little bit about social media. And I hope what you're kind of catching on to is the fact that you just need a myriad of things going on in your school, and you got to just attack it from every angle. Special events, internal, external, free events to the public. And what we want to talk about today is publicity. All right. Now, there's a lot of let me just be blunt. There's a lot of BS in our industry about getting publicity, getting your school on television. How to get the media to pay attention to your school. And let me just tell you flat out. It is pretty easy to get small newspapers to pay attention to your school. It's probably even pretty simple to become like a columnist or someone who writes articles for your local paper. I've done it, still do it, been doing it for many years. It's pretty simple. It's just a matter of getting in touch with the right person. But what I want to talk to you about today is television. And there's been some people who talked about, don't get on the news anymore because nobody watches it. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. The truth is, when people know you've been on TV, it's gonna do some wonders for your credibility. And when you hit the right show, yeah, you will hit your target market because their demographics are so diverse. A lot of programs. What I would encourage you to stay away from are the hard news shows where it's 30 minutes. They got traffic, weather, they got weather, they got sports, and they got all the murders and the world, some world news and things like that, and local news. What you're looking for is local shows that do segments with guests. So anyway, that's what you want to talk about. So that's what we're going to talk about. So how to stack the odds in your favor to get your school on TV. One, why press releases don't work? Well, because most of the time they're poorly written, and a lot of people encourage you to send the quote press release, and frankly they never get read. So that's why they don't work. What you need is a pitch, not a press release. All right, just keep that in mind. Big companies, they can get away with putting out press releases. You can't. All right, that's why press releases don't work. The only way to get your idea and the only person who actually matters when you're trying to get booked on a show, what matters is you talk to the producer who books the guest, or it's either the show producer or it's the segment producer. The way they like to be communicated with is by email. A lot of times, if you call their voicemail, they'll leave their email address on their voicemail. So email is the way to get to them, and the only person that matters is the person who books guests for that particular show. Well, here's what 94% of people don't know. They don't know that when you're trying to get PR, you got to pretend you're a media person. You got to put it already done. All right, that's what a lot of people don't know. Now, let's go into this template, how to craft your message. All right, let's get into the subject line. All right, you're going to put the first name of the producer or the person who books the guests in the email, and then you're going to say, here's a segment idea. And then you're going to, this is where here, right, you're going to give them a sound bite. So you're going to give them something that they can actually use for their audience. So what's a sound bite, right? Bullying, how to prevent it without violence. That's an example of a sound bite. It's not the best one, but that's just an example. All right, so it's a sound bite is a tease, something that they can actually use when they go to a commercial break. If you get it that good and it gets them to open it, they're going to consider you. It's got to be a sound bite. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, the email body, you want to do your best to keep it above the fold of the email. All right, so above the fold meaning they don't have to scroll down too much to read it. Best you can. So you got to keep it pithy. So you're going to put their first name, short intro as to why you're doing the idea. Well, there's a lot going on. I'm just using bullying as an example. There's been rapes. Women have been getting attacked in such and such area. There's been bullying. It's been all over the news. All right. So then you're going to go with your idea. Tell them what you propose. It's got to you show them. You're going to kind of paint the picture for them, and then about 3 things that you're going to cover that again have to be further sound bites based on your subject line. All right. Then what you'll do to make your life easier. Other things you'll add. People you'll bring. How you'll kind of map this whole thing out to make it simple. You're easy to work with. Your direct phone number, or they can email you back. And then a little bit of your credentials, and if you have a media page on your website, you send them there. Hey, come look at some newspapers we've been written about, and if you have other TV segments, obviously you may not be haven't even watched this, but you're going to start to collect your media appearances, radio, print, everything. All right, so that's pretty much how it's done. It's real simple. I encourage you to check out Martial Arts Business websites, martialartsbusinesssystem.com, for more ways on getting your school more students. All right, check us out for $1. Talk to you soon.